Hello, my name is Jamin Ma. My student ID is 21982436. So we have to find the angular velocity of different sprockets in this pedal design. We were given a equation for angular velocity A and then time value. So we're going to plug in t equals 3 seconds into a angular velocity equation, which we got angular velocity of A is equal to 100 radian per second. So we acknowledge that sprocket A is connected to sprocket D through a wire, which means they will going to share a velocity value. So we're going to set velocity of A equals velocity of D, and we're going to use the equation velocity equals angular velocity times radius. So we set them equal to each other. Angular velocity of A, radius of A equals angular velocity of D times radius of D. So we were given all of these, radius of A, radius of D, angular velocity of A. We're going to isolate angular velocity of D. And then we were given all of these. So we're going to plug it in to this equation. And we get that angular velocity of D is equal to 300 radian per second. Moving on to next part. We also acknowledge that sprocket D is placed within the sprocket B, which means they're going to share an angular velocity of 300 radian per second. We also acknowledge that sprocket B is connected to sprocket C through a wire. So they're going to share a velocity. We're going to set them equal. Velocity B equals velocity C. And we're going to use a same formula, V equals angular velocity times radius. We're going to isolate more angular velocity of C. And because we were given radius and angular velocity of B, we can just solve for angular velocity of C, which is 600 radian per second. So, old design and new design. New design has a higher angular velocity. But we acknowledge that power is equal to torque times angular velocity. Now, we know that as angular velocity increases, torque will decrease. For the new design, they have a higher angular velocity, but that comes with the trade-off of having a lower torque. So, although this may seem like a better idea at first, it comes with the trade-off that it will be much harder to pedal. So I believe which one is more useful depends on what environment you're biking in. If you're biking in a flat field without a disruption, then I believe new design can be a better idea. But if you have to go through a lot of obstacles, then old design is much easier to start and much less fatigue to ride. Thank you for listening. That's it from me.